Steve, 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 Steve. Yeah. Oh, there we go. There he is, Mr. America. Hi, everybody. It's your old pal, Sarah, and today I am joined with one of my oldest, is that true? I guess a very old friend, Steve
Also
A.G.
one of your oldest. I'm 56.
I have older friends than that.
You do? Oh, okay.
Steve A.G. Let's see. There's so much to tell you about him. But right now you know him from season 2 of Peacemaker, as well as season 1, of course. But season 2, did it just come out?
No, August 21st.
August 21st, season 2 of Peacemaker. That's got to be, I loved that show. And that opening credit sequence is chef's
You get a
kiss.
brand new dance sequence for season 2.
I can't wait.
Because half those people died in season 1.
You know, it's an action, comedy, I guess you'd say. It's in the
absolutely.
Marvel universe.
Nope.
It's in the DC universe. Look, I'm not a total nerd. I'm only part nerd. It's in the DC universe. And John Cena is Peacemaker.
He's
Who's
the
on that?
Peacemaker.
We've got Steve.
Danielle Brooks from Orange is the New Black.
I find her very sexy.
She is very sexy.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
I don't mean to objectify her because she's very talented. She's a brilliant actor, a brilliant singer.
Yeah.
But so this is like an action comedy, and the opening sequence is like a musical with choreography and all the characters, the villains, the good guys.
So everyone who appears in the show is in the opening dance number.
So fucking funny and so cool, and I would say badass.
It's badass, yeah.
Where besides Peacemaker would you know Steve A.G.? Well, I'm just going to say the Sarah Silverman Program.
Yeah.
Even before that.
That was my first TV job.
And then you were on a film before that. I dare call it film. Jesus is Magic. My first comedy special, which actually was not a special. It wasn't on any channel. It was only in movie theaters. Jesus is Magic.
Is that true?
Yeah. But then I think Showtime or Viacom or whatever acquired it. I don't know if it will ever be seen again, but...
That's so weird. Directed by Liam Lynch.
Yes. So brilliant. And we wrote all the interstitials together and extra songs on that album, which are absolutely not cool in today's world. Might be cool again in tomorrow's world, but
Times change.
I don't know. I don't... You've seen him in all your favorite sitcoms. You've seen him in everything.
Didn't I, as well as Jimmy's brother, do the voice of was it your butt
asshole?
or your, yeah.
Yeah, I think you've been my asshole. Jonathan Kimmel was my asshole. I believe Reggie Watts was at one time my asshole and during the live shows of that.
Yeah.
You're forgetting some big ones. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, shit. I forget all this.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
It doesn't matter.
Were you a bad guy in that?
I was, yes. I was a
I wouldn't
Ravager.
say you were that bad.
There's like an action figure of you. Is it from Peacemaker? What's your character's name in Peacemaker? I'm sorry.
John Economist. No,
John
there's
Economist.
the closest I have to an action figure is King Shark, who I did the motion capture for.
There you go. You don't even know. If you have King Shark, the action figure, you don't even know
the shit I had to go through.
That came off the labor of this body.
Yeah.
Steve is a large man. One time we were on an airplane together, and it was a tiny airplane.
So small. It's what we both got on, and we were like, oh, fuck.
Neither of us like flying.
To Denver to connect to...
wherever we were connecting to, which we never got to.
I want to say like Ohio State. It was
a college. We got stuck in Denver.
It was a college gig.
Wow, that trip was really riddled. So we're in a tiny plane, and the announcement is like, if you need assistance, just press the button on the ceiling, whatever. And Steve looks up, and his nose, his head is touching the ceiling. So he looks up.
Literally touching it, and I go, you mean this button right here?
It's really a visual, but it's like, this one, this one, my nose is touching.
This button right here.
I feel like
That was a riddled. Before we found out the flight was canceled from snow, we were in the Denver airport for hours. And you're like, I'm going to go look around, maybe get a massage.
Yep.
And you were gone for so long. And then you come like walking back and you're like, I passed out.
And I have a condition where I sometimes faint. And I've really got it under control because basically I just have to salt everything. I have low blood pressure. And it had happened before when I've gotten massages, but I'm such a massage slut. Like, please just touch me. That's not a blanket request, by the way. I like professional massages.
Yeah.
So there was like a massage chair. That's when it gets me for some reason. There's something about being in that chair and when they hit a certain point, but I don't know what the point is. And the guy's massaging me and I kind of get that nauseous feeling like it's going to happen. But before I can say anything, I'm passed out.
Yeah.
Now, because I'm in a public, like a place of
business.
You're
in a public area.
I'm in a place of business. They have to call the ambulance, even though I'm like, I just have low blood pressure. It's just, I need salt. I need orange juice. I need something. So then the EMT has to come and check me out and all this stuff. And so that was why it took so long. When I finally got back, you feel like you're lying because it's not like I'm being wheeled back in a wheelchair. I'm just walking back with my backpack. I go, I
fainted.
I went, I got a massage. I passed out. The ambulance came. You're like, what?
I think at that point I had already known about that condition. Just, you're not thinking about that though when you're in an airport. Like, oh, she's going to go pass out somewhere.
Yeah, no, you're not thinking that. So anyway, but I was still good to go, and our connecting flight just never happened. They canceled it, and the show was that night, so we had to just cancel the show. So we flew to Denver just for that experience.
And we had to stay the night, and you tweeted, if anyone knows where to get weed.
I used Twitter. You know what else we used Twitter for?
Video games.
Yep.
Controllers.
We were hanging out, and when we became friends, we immediately were into video games. First, we were playing You Don't Know Jack, just like a computer game. This is the late 90s.
Yeah. But then it was Goldeneye. We played a lot of Goldeneye.
Oh, so much Goldeneye, and we were obsessed with Goldeneye on Nintendo 64. And we would play, the two of us, we'd play 4 people. It was truly like some of the it's terrible when your greatest moments of happiness are not something you can really explain because it's stupid video games, but we loved it so much. I mean, and so years later we're hanging out, I think with Elliot Page.
For sure.
And we were like, we want to play Nintendo 64 GoldenEye, but it's doesn't exist anymore. And I tweeted who's in we were in West Hollywood at the time, West Hollywood area, who has GoldenEye and a Nintendo 64 and will bring it over.
Yeah.
And somebody did.
Within 5 minutes.
I mean, and we semi-vetted him. He was he seemed like a good kid, worked at an agency as a receptionist or something. And he came over. And he was very cool. So we were like, well, we need a 4th anyway if you want to stay and play. And the 4 of us played GoldenEye.
Yeah.
And it was heaven. And then he just left it there. He goes, keep it. I never use it.
We used Twitter for... Do you also remember at your house we watched, I want to say The Hand That Rocked the Cradle?
Sure.
Is Steven Weber in that one?
Oh, no. Oh, it was Single White Female.
Single White Female. And you... I don't know if you tweeted to Steven Weber or he tweeted to us, but you tweeted that we were watching it, and then he literally came over to your house and did commentary the whole time.
Well, Amy Zvi and I met Steven Weber in Toronto years ago, and we just stayed friends ever since.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
That was the first time that I ever hitchhiked.
Yeah, well, I was big on hitchhiking.
You were?
Oh, yeah. And we were in Toronto, and we there was before Uber or anything, and it's just
Did I know you at this time?
Yes.
You were hitchhiking?
It was
It
like,
was crazy.
I
So
know.
Probably like-
we were like trying to go find some vegetarian restaurant, and Steven was like, "No, it's this way." He was like filming something there, and so was Sarah, and neither of them knew where we were going.
and it was so hot.
And it was
like
so
100
hot.
degrees.
And we just kept walking and walking and walking the wrong direction.
Yeah.
And so Sarah's like, fuck it. And she puts her thumb up, and some guy with like a 2-seater like hatchback picks us up.
We
And
were fully grown adults and
Like,
like squeezed into the
I was
the back.
crouched down under like in like a non-seat in the back, like you'd put a dog in, and it was so hot, and we were so not in the right place, and some random guy picked us up and had like, I remember there were like CDs all over the car, and he didn't recognize either of you. That was sort of a harrowing.
I hate saying like, well, you can tell if somebody's like cool or someone's dangerous, but like I do have a pretty good, gift of fear, like gut. And like, so what I do when I hitchhike is I go to like the red light, where everyone stopped. The red light, not the red light district.
Yeah, no, I get
you
it.
go stand at a red light and just look for like moms or, people who are, and this was a guy, I thought it was maybe 2 guys, but you could tell they were just like nice stoner, chill dudes. And I don't think I look dangerous,
There
so
were
we
2 guys in a 2-seater that gave you
I
guys
feel
a
like it was a guy and his friend.
No, he was definitely one guy with
Okay, good.
and he had a bunch of shit in his car. So I feel like I was sitting with like the cargo in like some weird hatchback.
Yes.
And then
Because you're
Steven
the
and
smallest.
I mean, and also I want to acknowledge when Agee heard that you hiked, he like clutched his pearls. And like, I feel like someone who's 6'7" and is like, you hitchhiked? It is an indicator that that's a fucking crazy thing to do.
Sure.
Now, we were in Canada where they
Yeah.
don't have guns. So I
Toronto.
do
The
feel like
nicest
it might have been a
people.
touch safer. But Sarah has also hitchhiked in New York.
Yeah.
A lot.
Hitchhiking in New York, I feel like you really get the pick. You find like,
Is this in Manhattan you're hitchhiking?
yeah.
Oh. For some reason that doesn't seem as bad to me as
Yeah.
hitchhiking
I mean,
in
listen,
the middle of nowhere.
I've used my mace twice, and one was with a cab driver when I was young in New York.
What?
Yeah, parked and came in the back.
Holy shit. Good for you.
I mean, I'd rather not be in that situation, but
I know,
it
but you
absolutely
had-
worked.
You had
Both
mace.
times.
That's amazing.
I have it on me now. I always have it on me.
I have a question about that.
Yeah.
Did your eyes also get hurt?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh, interesting.
And both times I hit their shirt, but they were like, right,
Oof. When I was like 18 and 19, I did construction during the summers, and I drove in El Camino, and we were building a lodge up in the mountains in Idlewild, which are the mountains above like Palm Springs. And one day after work, me and my friend Brett were driving down the road from the camp to the main road, which was a 3-mile dirt road. And I was going really fast because each day after work, we would see how fast I could get to the main road. And I drove off a cliff, like 20 feet, like landed on all fours. All the wheels came off. We had to climb back up to the main road just as another car of guys that we worked with was coming by. And they were 5 full-grown like construction dudes, and they were in a Volkswagen Rabbit. And they gave us a ride the hour and a half or whatever it was back to Riverside. I had to sit in the middle and shift gears. I had to sit straddling the gear shift and do all the shifting the whole way back. And my friend Brett had to ride in the trunk.
Well, that's so sweet, though, that they gave you a ride.
Yeah.
Riding in the trunk's got to be wild.
Yeah, I think
Warm.
he threw up. Makes sense. But yeah, we used to.
This is the lowest my voice.
This is the lowest my voice goes.
This is the lowest my voice goes. I think yours is lower.
Is this the brown note? Did you just poop yourself?
The brown note.
Note.
Oh my God, that does kind of stimulate my bowels when you make that. Like I feel the vibrations.
Here's some ads.
Shopify, baby. You know, being a business owner feels very empowering, but figuring out how to handle it all on your own, less so. So finding a tool that helps you simplify everything you need to do is a game changer. And for millions of businesses, that tool is Shopify. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the United States. From, household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started, maybe yours. Get started with your own design studio with hundreds of ready-to-use templates. Shopify helps you build a beautiful online store to match your brand style. With Shopify, it's like you have your own marketing team. It's easy to create email and social media campaigns wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. And best yet, Shopify is your commerce expert with world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to processing returns and beyond. If you are ready to sell, you are ready for Shopify. Turn your big business idea into cha-ching, baby. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/Sarah. Go to shopify.com/Sarah, shopify.com/Sarah. Monarch Money, baby. I have a question for you. Do you keep track of all your bank and investment accounts? Do you? Most people can't name all of theirs, and it results in a lot of lost money. Don't be like them. Feel organized and confident in your finances with Monarch Money, an all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean interface on your laptop, on your phone. And right now, just for our listeners, Monarch is offering 50% off your first year. You may think you don't have the time for personal finance because you're so busy trying to make money, but Monarch Money is built for people with busy lives. They do the heavy lifting and link all your accounts in minutes, so you get clear data visuals, smart categorization of your spending, and real control over your money. I will say, I just learned about this when they became a sponsor, and I always look it up and see how it's rated and what people are saying about it, because if it's not good, I won't do an ad for it. And everything I saw online, the reviews, not just what they presented, but reviews online, people really, really like it. Don't let financial opportunity slip through the cracks. Use code Sarah at monarchmoney.com for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code Sarah.
And we're back.
We had just started hanging out. You came to see a play that I did that Dave Juskow
That's
wrote.
right. You replaced somebody. Cohen?
Nope. Danny Vermont? Yes.
Oh.
He dropped out like no warning, and they needed somebody who could learn all this stuff in like 2 days. So
and
I
what
did
were you
that.
playing, bass?
Guitar.
Yeah, and acting at it.
And
the David Luchow project, it was called. It was about like an aging rock star or something.
It's called Avenging Romeo.
Oh, that's right. And it ends with singing "Surrender, Surrender."
Yeah. And we met opening night afterwards. You came up to me. You were like, "Oh, that was really great. You were really funny. You want to smoke a joint?" And we smoked a joint, and then immediately we're like BFFs.
It was love at first sight.
And do you remember?
I remember sitting at first. I don't remember anything, but I remember meeting you. I remember sitting in that like stairway alleyway, smoking a joint, talking about depression.
Theater Row, right here in just down the street,
Tamarind.
down Santa Monica. Yeah, and we had only been hanging out a few weeks, and I wake up one morning and you call me and you're like, "Oh my God, come to my apartment right now."
Oh my God, it was like a horror movie.
And I show up, and your apartment is full of termites.
I woke up, Amy, you would die. I woke up. I lived in a really old apartment. It was so great, but it had like
really
two
cool
electrical sockets. It was like from the 40s or 50s or whatever.
Yeah.
I wake up and not only all over the carpet, all over the floor, all over my bedspread.
The counters, the fucking bathtub.
Big termites, like this big, like the size of a of a silver dollar.
They were huge.
They were huge, and it felt like a horror movie. It was so scary. I had to like jump to my phone, I called you, and I said, I was
came in and I was like, holy shit. And then I go, did you turn on the heat recently? Because you hadn't used your heat in years. And you turned on the heat and it warmed up the walls. And they just all came out at once.
Oh my God, it was
the craziest thing. I've never seen anything like that.
I wish there were phones back then that I could take pictures. It was so scary.
They were everywhere. I mean, you didn't have to like bend down to go, what is?
No.
Like you could just stand up and go, there are insects.
I woke up covered in them. It was like a horror movie.
It was so intense.
Oh
but that did actually happen to me too at my old apartment.
It did?
Yeah, and in West Hollywood, I had an apartment and we had a termite issue. And in the summer now, like it gets so hot here, and they swarm, and they were in the walls, and they like made a hole in the wall, and like thousands were coming out like that, and they fly.
Yeah, they have wings.
And it's like disgusting. And I had a very similar experience. So I called my mom and I'm like, come over. And she started vacuuming them up.
It's an interesting choice. Probably smart.
You ended up just having they had to tent your whole building.
Yeah, they tented the whole building. I liked that apartment though.
That was a great spot too.
Oh my God.
Sweetser and Wilshire.
$1,200, 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom. Tiny kitchen, but like a living room, and windows everywhere.
Huge windows. So much good lighting.
It was amazing.
Your apartment on the Sarah Silverman program was designed after it.
Well, the pilot, which was episode 6, I think, ultimately, was shot in my apartment. And then they just made my apartment. So when I brought my dog Duck onto the set, it's like this black, big warehouse set. And then you walk into the apartment set. I remember him looking at me like, wait a minute, are we home? Like it looked just like my apartment. It was crazy.
Yeah, and he's like, the bathroom isn't down. There's no hallway. What's going on?
Yeah, I think I got a deal on it because they had to tell me that, remember, it was like a big narrow staircase up to my apartment.
Yep.
And there had been a double murder.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
In the stairwell, like a fight between 2 men that fell into this stairwell, and one like shot the other and the other like stabbed the other, and they were both died. And then they had to tell me, and I was like, oh my God, I'll take it.
How much? Okay. They're both dead,
deal.
right? They're not going to come back and hurt me.
No, but they were ghosts. No, I never felt their presence unless it was in termite form.
I think that's the place where you peed into a Pringles can in front of me, which is where you got the idea to pee into a trash can a mailbox.
Oh, that's right, on the Sarah Silverman.
We were laughing you were wearing a long skirt and you just put the Pringles can up under the skirt, and it was so loud, and we were both in streaming
and
tears,
trying to stop. And then we were laughing so hard, but I didn't, but the acoustics were incredible. It was an empty Pringles can. And it just really had a very, like, echoey.
So loud.
I mean, God, that would have been, that could have been the, like, cha-ching from Law and Order. It was like a sound effect that could be like something the guy that did that sound is like,
that's
rich forever
Sting,
from it. And it's like something backwards, I think.
I feel like you also peed in a Ziploc bag and tried to freeze it in your freezer.
Did I?
I think so. I think.
Why would I do that?
You just wanted to see if you could freeze your pee.
Did it freeze?
I don't remember.
I mean, I'm sure pee can freeze.
We were high like all of the time.
Yeah, clearly.
We
clearly.
We fucking sanded your whole car.
Oh my God.
Because you wanted to paint it.
I had a red Toyota Corolla.
And then we gave up.
I want, let's do it ourselves. We took the paint off somehow, or we sprayed primer over it or whatever.
No, we got sandpaper, and we fucking got high and just sanded your car. And then spray painted primer on it. On like a quarter of your car, and then you're like, "Ugh, this."
We just lost our oomph for it and just left it like that. But I go, this is great because it just looks like a big piece of shit and no one was going to steal it. And nobody did.
I had photos at some point of that because it was not like gray primer. It was like yellow. Your car was like red and yellow after that.
It wasn't, it didn't look like it was something someone would do to a perfectly good car for art's sake.
No, that was...
I wanted it to be matte.
It was matte. Well, the primer was matte.
Yeah, right.
On the one fender of your car that
We really lost steam and got interested in something else like smoking more pot or playing video games.
Video games, probably.
What else can I tell you about Steve Agee? People say a G, a G.
But it is Agee. I went through 2 years in military school, and I never corrected anyone. They would always call me a G for 2 years. And then when I graduated, you have to fill out a form for graduation day, including phonetically how to say your last name. So the guy who, when he's reading off the diplomas for you to come up and get. So I did it, and then he's reading it, and he's like, Steve Agee. And like all my friends were laughing. They're like, I fucking butchered your name. I'm like, actually, that's the right way to say it. Everyone's like, what? AG.
Like A period, G period.
Yes.
But it's not. It's A-G-E-E.
It's my name.
We once went on stage, and I've always believed in this bit. I've tried to do it again since, and it just... I think people today, Charles, did you grow up with milk lemonade round the corner fudges made? That was like a thing growing up. I don't know, right? Milk, lemonade round the corner fudges made. And we go on stage and we're like, fudge is shit! Don't you fucking get it? They're lying to you!
It started on set on the show. Between takes, we would just... Instead of getting up, we would just sit on the couch while they moved the lights.
Yeah.
And you were like, that poem, Milk, Lemonade? Like, yeah, you're like, did you know that fudge is shit? you were trying to act like you literally just realized it. And then, we didn't we do it as a song? It was at the Troubadour. It was Comedians of Comedy at the Troubadour.
I feel like we were screaming at the crowd like, wake up, you fucking sheep. Fudge is shit.
Fudge is shit. And we got them chanting along.
Fudge is shit.
Yeah. And then we walked off stage.
It was fun to have a cause we were really passionate about that it was not important or even an issue at all.
That was amazing.
Should we take a call?
Yeah, let's take a call.
All right.
You left me a message, now I'm playing it for the world. Let's hear some voicemail.
Sarah, wondering, is there any historical figure, celebrity, random person that you just have always known that if you met them, you would become best friends? Like you just would instantly click. Wondering because you've always been that person for me, and I just had a dream that we somehow randomly met up for coffee, and it was true, and we did become best friends. Just wondering if you have any people like that pop into mind. Thanks.
I will say, and I've never told either of these people this, but I had a dream. I just had a dream once that I went to Andy Cohen's house. And I remember the house and what it looked like and everything. And I didn't know him. And then not long after, I became friendly with him and went to his house.
No way.
Yeah. And then the same with Howard Stern. I had a dream about pulling up and he had a circle driveway. I don't think he did. I don't know if he really did. And then maybe a couple years later, I did go to his house.
Yeah, you're totally friends with him now.
I mean, no, I'm not totally. I'm not like Jimmy Kimmel friends with him, but I'm friendly with him. I adore him.
I always thought I would be super good friends with Harrison Ford.
No,
especially once I heard he
You
smoked pot. I was like,
I heard he's stoned all the time.
I was like, I would love to it's a bucket list. I would love to get high with Harrison Ford. But I also for a long time was like, because I followed her on Instagram for years before I met her, Viola Davis. I was like,
Oh, I love her.
I was like, I love her Instagram. I think we would fucking love each other.
You are friends.
Well, so she's in the Suicide Squad. I was in the Suicide Squad. A week or two before we started shooting, we did rehearsals. And this was in Atlanta. And she was shooting a TV series in LA. And she came to rehearsals she had a red eye overnight. Walked in, and I am sitting on the sound stage with our first AD, and it's just me. And I'm so excited because I know Viola's coming. And she comes in literally off a red eye after working like a 12-hour day leading up to it. And I'm like, here we go. And Lars, our first AD, is like, hey, Viola, this is Steve. She's like, hey. And I immediately became afraid of her for the rest of rehearsals. And then when we actually started shooting, we were sitting, in our holding area. And she goes, have you ever taken the Myers-Briggs? Is it Myers-Briggs, like the personality test?
Heard of that.
I go, no. And she's like, can I read you the question, give you the test? She's like, I think we're a lot alike.
Oh.
And I go, yeah, absolutely. So she does it, and we are literally the same type. And she is the coolest. She is the best. And then we were also shooting with Pete Davidson. And I go, Viola, give Pete the Myers-Briggs. And she's like, okay. So she's reading him, and for the first half, he's like answering exactly the same as us. And then it just gets to a weird turn in the questions where she's like, it's like questions like, somebody double crosses you in your life. Do you just move on and never talk to them again? Do you try your best to get revenge and then see another thing? And Pete's like, revenge.
Oh my goodness.
And then it was all stuff like that afterwards. It was like really dark. And then she's reading the results at the end. And the only thing that sticks in my head was one of the things was, a percentage of stability. Like I think Viola and I were like, you're 75% stable, 25%, turbulent.
Oh my God. I don't know this. I've heard of it.
And so I think that was the one. And she gets to that in Pete's, and Pete's is literally you're 0% stable, 100% turbulent.
Yeah, but he probably could have told you that.
Oh, for sure. He was laughing. We were all laughing. Pete, I love Pete. Pete was the best. I say it like he's dead. Pete is the best. He was really fun.
This is so embarrassing, but I really remember this. My favorite thing, especially in my old apartment and being single and stuff, I would have a puff before bed and take a bath, I had a little TV in my bathroom, and I would watch Law and Order. And I was watching, and I love seeing all the great actors that have come through there and everything, And she had just won, I think, her first Oscar. She had just won an Emmy and Oscar in the same year. But she's this young actor in this episode it's a great episode of Law and Order: Criminal Intent with Vincent D'Onofrio, And she plays a crooked cop. And it really shows a three-dimensional,
complicated
person who is also did terrible things, but and it's a great role, and she fucking is brilliant in it. I've seen it a few times, but I'm stoned and I'm watching it, and I'm tears are coming down my face, and I'm talking to young Viola Davis in my TV, and I'm like, you are going to just work and work and work, and then you're going to win an Emmy and an Oscar when you're 50, and your career is going to go crazy. And it's just it's so exciting to be able to, I'm alone in a room, but talk to the TV, to this young actor that I know what their future is, and it's so good. I just, anyway, it's a little bit lunatic-y, but
I love Law and Order, all the Law and Orders. I was watching one. This was only 2 or 3 years ago, and
that you were watching it, or that it was made?
that I was watching it.
Yeah, okay. So this is like an old
But
classic Law and Order?
I don't know if it was that old, though. But Susie Essman was on it. From Curb, right?
Yes, she was a lawyer in it?
Jeff's wife. No. She was a parent of a kid that was like, they were suspicious of the kid for some crime or something. So it's Susie Essman, different name.
The best.
And it's a serious role. Her son on the show, his character's name is Larry. And so she gets a call that something's happened at school. There's a scene in the hallway, and she comes walking down the hall, and she's like, God damn it, Larry. And it is like, you could tell the writers were like, we'll name the kid Larry. She'll be yelling at him, and it will sound just like Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, it was since Curb.
Yes.
I thought it was like prophetic.
No. The writers clearly were like, it would be funny if the kid's name is Larry, and she's like cursing him out like Larry David.
Damn it, Larry.
God damn it, Larry. What did you do now?
She's so awesome. God, I loved her. I mean, I love her, but as a young comedian, I adored her.
Yeah.
Like she was the shit.
She's hilarious.
And she still is the shit, but I just remember she'd go up on stage, she's so hot, and she'd look around, she'd look at she'd pick a guy in the audience, and she'd go, you look familiar. Did I fuck you? I just thought she was the fucking best. And she is. She's the best. This was off of a call, Celeb Best Friend.
Yeah.
We answered that very well.
We did pretty good.
Here's some ads.
Thrive Cosmetics. Summer is all about looking and feeling your best without piling on a bunch of stuff. Thrive Cosmetics is your go-to for a simple, clean, and radiant summer look with minimal effort and maximum impact. Every product is 100% vegan, cruelty-free, and made with clean, skin-loving ingredients that work with your skin, not against it. Something really special about Thrive Cosmetics is how much they give back to communities with over $150 million in product and cash donations to 600 plus giving partners. Your purchase directly fuels real impact. And that's beauty with a purpose. They are very well known for their liquid lash extensions mascara. It has over 40,000 five-star reviews. Imagine 40,000 people agreeing on something. That's something. It's sweat-proof, makes you look like you're wearing lash extensions. It comes right off with warm water at the end of the day, so you're not tugging at your little eyelashes. Maximize your look for minimal effort. Go to thrivecosmetics.com/Sarah for an exclusive offer of 20% off your first order. That's Thrive Cosmetics, like CAUSEMETICS.com/Sarah.
And we're back.
Should we take another one?
Yeah.
All right.
Hi, Sarah. This is Tom Byrne from Chicago, Illinois. I was listening to your podcast when you said that your mom used to call her, for JJ, a pussy, and we are just accustomed to what we are taught when we were young. And I remember my mom calling my penis a cheater. And up until I was about 18 or 19 years old, I thought a penis was called a cheater. So, roll with that one.
Roll with that one.
That's amazing. Oh my God. When bitterness turns to creativity, it really is beautiful. A cheater.
But that could also be like a cheetah, look at that cheater over there. The fucking big cat with the spots on it runs really fast.
That's not penis-y.
Neither is a cheater.
He's saying it's because men cheat with their dicks.
She's already putting that on her son. That's
I know,
bonkers.
that's terrible. It's terrible. But she knew you didn't know what it meant, and you didn't. But my mom didn't call a vagina a pussy. Her mother, who was came here from Poland, was like, that's your pussy. She thought that was my mother called it a VG. Or she would just say vagina. My mother was very clinical. And I'm very clinical, and it made me into a blue comic. And I know I am, and I talk about cum and stuff, but You know, like she just, you know, she said vagina and, you know, so that's what but she grew up calling her vagina her pussy.
So she would go to the doctor and be like,
my pussy itches.
yeah, it's my yearly checkup. Can you, I guess, look into my pussy?
No, because when she was a teenager, she went on a date with Ronnie Collins. I don't know why I remember this name. I just remember her. She would always talk about Ronnie Collins, some like boyfriend from high school or something. And he said like, oh, this guy, blah, 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 and he's such a pussy. And she was like, oh, like she couldn't believe he said, you know, but anyway, that's that story.
My mom once washed my mouth out with soap for saying piss.
Really?
Yeah. I was probably like 8.
Oh, did you gag? Was it a bar of soap? Of course it was.
It was a bar of soap. It was the only time it happened. I was like, wow, I thought this only happened on like TV shows, but yeah, it was. She was really shocked that I said piss as a little tiny kid.
Oh my God. Yeah, we didn't get in trouble for words.
Awesome.
All right, what else?
Hi, Sarah. It's John from Milwaukee. New to your podcast, but I've been following you for years, so I'm really happy to have stumbled upon it and to have a chance to ask you a question. My question is, what would your advice be to somebody who is struggling to find that line between living in reality and accepting reality when it can be kind of a bummer, and also still allowing yourself to laugh, allowing yourself to have joy, allowing yourself to smile, and not totally let that define you? My mom passed by suicide in the last year, and that was the last member of my living nuclear family, and I'm only 32, so things have been quite lonely lately for me, and I've been struggling a lot with it, and it's been getting me down quite a bit. And I notice it's just harder to laugh, it's harder to smile, it's harder to just have joyful moments like I used to. But you seem to be able to handle some of those topics and be able to still find that joy and find that humor and laughter. And any advice you would give to somebody who's trying to balance those two things? Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Oh,
I'm so sorry, baby. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's so hard. You know, and yeah, we've dealt with a lot of death and stuff, and what you see of it is post a lot of processing usually, you know, but
takes a while.
It takes a while. Grief takes care of itself. You don't have to be like, well, I need to be serious now and I need to leap towards joy wherever you find it. And your body is processing it. Your mind is processing it. Don't, try not to bury it. Get relief wherever you can, sure. But like, you are going to need to deal with it. And you'll kind of always be dealing with it. I mean, listen, I think just a few nights ago, I was just kind of in a ball going like, I want my mommy. I want my mommy. That's just never going to go away.
Never. My mom died 5 years ago.
Bev.
Beginning of the pandemic, I was finishing the Suicide Squad in Panama in January and February of 2020, and got back to LA after giving up my apartment to go do this movie. And I was like, I'll just find a place when I come back, not knowing that there was going to be a pandemic. So I had nowhere to live, but my mom had just been diagnosed with leukemia. And so I was spending every day in the hospital with her. And then the lockdown happened. I had nowhere to live. I had no house, no apartment, and I couldn't go see my mom anymore. Like, you know how they were like,
oh my God,
no visitors.
Is that where you're staying at Ricky's?
Even before Ricky's, I went to a friend's cabin out in Joshua Tree, my friend Dave's place.
Right.
And was literally living in this tiny place in the sweltering heat of Joshua Tree, calling my mom every day and listening to her deteriorate over the phone. And like the chemo was like destroying her brain. So she was having memory issues. And I still, to this day, I've been doing a lot of therapy, and it's still hard to swallow the fact that I wasn't with my mom when she died. And her, every time I would call going, why haven't you come visit me? And having to just explain like, there's a pandemic. I can't. You might get sick. And her just immediately going, oh, yeah. Oh, my God, I forgot. And
Did you FaceTime at all?
Early on, but eventually she was just so out of it. And then she died 2 weeks into that. And like, I go through therapy so much. And I know it's not there was nothing I could do about it. And a lot of people were in the same boat. I know people that lost, family during the pandemic. And it's still like 5 years later, dude, like crushing every now. Like I miss my mom. There are times when I'm just like, she died not knowing why I wasn't there. And like, it kills me. No matter how many times my therapist is like, there was nothing, literally nothing you could do. And it's, my dad died
the day after my mom died.
The day after your mom died.
August 20th.
That was rough, but it was more, you can't say normal. It's never normal losing a parent, but like, it was easier to swallow and move on from. But the thing with my mom is still like fucking brutal. So So
you're fucked.
You're not fucked. You learn to live with it. You're never going to stop missing your mom, and it's always going to be sad. But
there are therapy groups, especially like I think on Zoom and stuff that you can go to that are like not survivors of suicide. I guess maybe this is kind of what it's called, but like people who have lost people to suicide.
For sure.
I just think when you're talking and listening to people who have been through similar situations, it's very healing.
Absolutely.
And if you can get your hands on therapy, there are so many ways to do it now, and inexpensive ways, and also just groups and stuff. Do that, because talking about it and listening to other people talk about it is very healing. I mean, you could probably go on YouTube and with the right search words find other people's experiences, lived experiences of what's so fucking funny.
I'm already picturing the algorithm once that goes into effect.
Right.
Fucking 10 years of just the worst videos. But Sarah's right. Like, nothing better than finding people who've been through the same thing
or something similar. Anything, like you really aren't alone. And I know that's the end of your nuclear family. Thank God I have a family that you create, and that's any good friends, any people that are in your life that care about you, that you care about. I mean, that's really what it's all about. And you also have to be your own family. You have to be your mom, your parent, your caretaker. I think I said this probably already, but Laura sent me a picture. My sister Laura she's kind of like the family historian. She sent a picture to me of me when I was like 8 or 9 that I've never seen before. A school picture,
I love that.
And I'd never seen it before. And I look at it all the time because I think that's now my totem of my inner child. When I act out, where I have a reaction to something that is clearly historical and not about the matter at hand, this has triggered something. I look at that picture. I think about that picture. That's the little girl who's reacting, and I need to take care of her. And I found success with that for me, But you're going to have to be your own mom your own mommy, your own parent, and you can be a great one, the one that you needed and that you still need. Oh, just hearing your voice, I just wanted to give you such a squeeze, and so I'm giving you a cyber squeeze. Ugh, that sounds weird. You were talking about algorithms. Algorithms are terrifying. First of all, I talk about doom scrolling. It's like anytime I open Instagram, it is just the worst, most horrible things that are happening in the world, and I do want to be kept abreast of it. But there's, a balance. I mean, how can I not do something about this? And then flip. Oh my God, how can I not do something about this? It's just like I just try to push it out there, but I'm also trying to be a respite from that. I'm trying to embody. I really want to be funny again. I just want to be funny and silly. And I do think, Chelsea Handler yelled at me. I've talked about this before. Like, I was so depressed about the world. And she's like, your job is to be a comedian. It is your job to make people laugh. And you have to take that fucking seriously. And that night she made me come open for her at the Pantages. And
oh, nice.
It was so healing, though, to do it. Like, I needed it. I needed it. And I'm very grateful for that. It
is like so much shit going on. And I haven't been doing stand-up often at all. I don't get asked. Like, nobody's like, I haven't been set foot in Largo in years.
Well, you've been like shooting shows for 9 months of the year.
I'm home alone doom scrolling, and every now and then, like I think the last time I performed was at the Wilshire Ebel.
Uh-huh.
Nick Offerman was doing a show for that Netflix comedy. Yeah. And oh my God, it felt so good to fucking not think about, guns or war or anything, and just go, do jokes with Nick and Camille and May and all these great people. And
you're in this room with these people that are there because they want a break, Yeah. And we got to give it to them, and it's healing for us, I feel like, too. But it's just fucking, I always think of Mr. Rogers, who would call it bombardment. We're being kind of bombarded by the cruelty's the point kind of stuff. And it's just hard. What was the question? All right, let's. The cereal.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
God, I know it has my name in it, so it sounds obnoxious, but I miss the Sarah Silverman Program. So, I mean, that was just like a group of best friends. I mean, some of us were friends before, but all of us were, by the end, were best friends. We need to have like a family brunch again.
That was so crazy because that was my first like TV. I'd done like a commercial or two just randomly. That was my first like TV gig. And I was just like, oh, I'm going to do more of these. These are really fun. Like when this ends, I'll get together with some other friends. Like it just doesn't work that way. It was
like such a bottle.
Such a unicorn. And such a good time.
So special. And on that, Dad, this is the wherever you are in the time-space condominium. We are wrapping up. This is part of the show where I say, send me your questions or comments or thoughts or proclamations or opinions. I always say proclamations. What is that? I don't know. Go to speakpipe.com.
Speakpipe.
That's just what it's called.
I know, but it's a funny word.
Speakpipe.com/the Sarah Silverman Podcast. That's speakpipe.com/the Sarah Silverman Podcast. And you know what they say, subscribe, rate, and review.
Smash that subscribe, motherfucker.
Smash that subscribe button, bro. Wherever you listen to your podcast. Or watch us on YouTube. We're on YouTube now, finally, again, for the first time.
Again.
And if you haven't yet, now is a great time to subscribe to Lemonada Premium.
Ooh, Frasier.
Just hit that subscribe button on Apple Podcasts or for all other podcast apps. Head to lemonadapremium.com for bonus content you will not want to miss. That's lemonadapremium.com. Boy.
Booyah.